I'm attempting to watch 1,000 games of football before the end of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I'm going to be ranking every single one to find out which game is the greatest of the season. Today we have what is easily going to go down as one of the most batshit insane games of the entire season this early on into the challenge. It is Spain taking on France. With this being the only leg of the Nations League semi-final, these two nations were going to be throwing everything at it. But surprisingly, France had not a lot of depth with their squad. Unfortunately for them, they've been dealing with a large amount of injuries, which means the quality for their side, while still very good, especially coming off the back of a PSG Champions League win, they were lacking in certain areas. And it showed. Spain absolutely tore these guys apart in the first half, and the first blood came when a beautiful goal was scored by none other than Nico Williams. And it was only 2 minutes later when Mikel Merino would make it to a beautifully placed shot into the bottom right-hand corner past Mike Maignan to make it 2-0 to Spain. And the onslaught would continue into the second half. Lamine Yamal won a penalty, which he then converted in the 54th minute to make it 3-0 to Spain. This was followed up 1 minute later by Pedri scoring a goal of his own, a beautiful finish to then make it 4-0, surely too far for France to get back into it. Kylian Mbappe then won a penalty which he converted in what looked like nothing more than a consolation goal, especially because Spain would then go up the other end and add another of their own. And that would come again through Lamine Yamal, who scored a beautiful toe poke finish to get it past Mike Maignan in goal to make it 5-1 to Spain in what was probably one of the most dominant performances I've ever seen from a Spanish national team side. However, the game wasn't done there thanks to the introduction of one Ryan Cherki. He came onto the pitch and shook the game up completely, including scoring an absolute screamer left-footed volley on his French national team debut. He then started a play which led to a Spanish own goal through centre-back Vivian, which brought it back to 5-3, France with a small chance, a small window to possibly get back into the game. And they would get another assisted by Ryan Cherki as Kolo Muani scored in the 90-plus third minute. But ultimately, it would not be enough. One of the craziest Nation League games I've ever seen in my life ended 5-4 to Spain, setting up a final between them and Portugal, which is bound to be an absolutely incredible watch. Overall, this game had absolutely everything. However, there was a little something missing, and I'm going to put that down to the fact that the game was close on scoreline sense, but it stretched out too far, going from 4-0 to 5-1. If it stayed a little closer, maybe it would have been a bit more intense rather than the French having to fight their way back into it. For that, it's still a fantastic game, but I'm going to rate it a 9.6.